I wish I could tell this is what happened to Careen. And I wish I could have had about a chance to say goodbye.
Just like Jesus extended a hand of forgiveness, an offer of life hereafter to the robber in the cross, I want to offer the same opportunity to whoever did this heinous act.
The grass which was there, are not just fingerprints. They would have taken the saliva.
Police investigators came so close to arresting the man or woman behind the killing of Careen Chepchumba. Police had a chance of lifting the fingerprints from the body of the 26-year-old woman, had a chance to lift the same from used glasses in the house, among other places. But that did not happen. Casefiles, Kili's Killers continues tonight. On the 14th day of February 2012, as the rest of the world marked Valentine's Day, police in Kilimani were marking their crime calendar with a new case of homicide. Careen Chepchumba was found lying dead in a house in Kilimani area. Careen had been dropped home by the brother on a Sunday evening 2 days before the family discovered her lifeless body in the house. Casefiles documents the eyewitness accounts of the events leading to Careen Chepchumba's death. At least 7 people were summoned to Kilimani police station on the day Careen died. Others were summoned days later. Police had a homicide in their hands and were desperate to have someone behind bars for the murder. Those called to Kilimani police station were the Kilis, Careen Chepchumba's father, Hosea Kili, the mother, Cecilia Kili, Kili's younger brother Emmanuel, 2 guards at the Santoni apartments where Careen used to stay. 2 pathologists were also called in. Careen's body was moved to Lee Funeral Home. Government pathologist Johnson Oduor, his predecessor, Dr. Njuya Gashoki, examined Careen Chepchumba's body.
Identification was not a problem because the body was relatively well preserved and the relatives were there to identify it. But we had to determine the cause of death and possibly the mechanism of death and note all the injuries, and as I told you, take photographs and write a report. So that's what we went there in to do, because the cause of death in this matter was unnatural.
Careen was said to be of good general health, but the 2 pathologists came across a disturbing finding. She was dressed in a grey tracksuit trouser, a navy blue jumper, and a brown vest. Careen had nothing else on. From the look of things, Careen was dressed for bed. She was relaxed and at ease with herself. After the post-mortem that took place 2 days after Careen Chepchumba's body had been discovered, the pathologists reached a conclusion.
The cause of death was manual strangulation, in which case the thumb of the hands were used to put excessive pressure on the neck. And this was homicide. It was not suicide. It was not an accident. This was homicide. In addition, there were injuries in one of the upper hands, which was a deep bruise and was in keeping with a defense injury.
The doctors made a further startling revelation. Sexual activity had taken place before Careen was killed. The person who killed Careen was well known to her.
The way the injuries looked, they were from the front. And of course, somebody can attack you from the back. But these ones were from the front. One, because of the position of the injuries, and two, the injury also on the arm was like from the front. Yeah, because if somebody put pressure from the back of the hand, it will not be in that position. So it is most likely she was facing the attacker.
The pathologist's findings were handed over to the police investigators. It was the turn of those who interacted with Careen days before she died. The last person Careen called on Monday morning was a workmate. The workmate told the police Careen sounded upbeat and promised to report to work hours later. She never did. The day guard told Casefiles Careen did not leave the house that morning. Indeed, the guard says Careen did not leave the house at all the entire day.
Mimi niliingia pa 6:30 nikatake over. Kwa kawaida tuna patrol na askari wa usiku. Kama kuna shida ana hand over kwangu, anaenda. Kama kuna kitu mgeni namuuliza, ananiambia. So hiyo siku niliingia 6:30 ka hand over, nika patrol kama kawaida, akaenda. So najua hapa watu wengi hapa wanaenda shop. So kwa hiyo harakati ya asubuhi kila watu walikuwa wamechomoka wakienda. So ilifika pa saa 4 hivi. Unajua yeye alikuwa anaenda pa saa 2:30 mpaka saa 3:30 hapa ametoka. So hiyo siku muona akitoka.
The caretaker says the only people who showed up at the apartments were officials drawn from the water ministry.
Watu wa maji walikuja wakitaka kudisconnect maji au msichana. Na obvious mimi niko na namba zao na wapigianga simu ni kuwajulisha maji yenu inakatwa. Leo siku mita yao msichana ilikuwa moja wapo kwa zile zenye ziko zimelipwa kwa Nairobi Water. Then nikemcall. Kumcall hiyo ilikuwa siku ya Monday. Kumcall hakuwa na response simu yangu, hakuwa nashika. Sasa vile nilimpigia hiyo simu akakosa kushika, nilijaribu tena mara nyingine ya pili. Hakushika. Ambapo calls yangu ilikuwa mara 2 hakushika. After hiyo sasa niliuliza huyu askari, huyu msichana alitoka ama ako ndani? Askari akaniambia hajamuona.
Security at the apartment is designed such that any visitor must seek clearance by asking the guards to call the owner's house via an intercommunication system.
Client akikwambia kuna mgeni wangu anakuja, ndio atatuajia machina, alafu ukikuja tutakufungulia. Lakini kama atasema na umekuja, kunaenda kwa hapa tunaconfirm, alafu akikuruhusu ingie tunakufungulia unaingia.
That day, no one came calling. The night guard told the police that night again no one came asking for Careen Chepchumba. By the time he was leaving in the morning, the only people came asking for Careen were the mother and the brother.
Ilikuwa Tuesday. Akifunguliwa akiingia, mimi nilikuwa nakata nyazi pale chini. Akaenda hadi juu. Kufika juu tukaona ikiwa yani wamejapo kwa balcony hapo hiyo.
Careen's brother will later tell the police that when they arrived at the apartments on the fateful morning, the mother remained in the vehicle and asked the son to go up and check on the sister. This was after phone calls the family had made the whole Monday, but which went unanswered. The brother says he rang the bell. There was no answer. He opened the door and it gave way. He says the curtains in the main room were drawn, the music system and TV were off, and the bedroom door was slightly open. Careen's brother says he saw the sister lying on the bed. He did not enter the bedroom. He did not call her out. He turned back and went to call the mother. The bedroom curtains were not drawn. Emmanuel told the police that before he left, he noticed 2 used glasses on the kitchen table. There was music playing from Careen's laptop. There was a jug with water on the table near her bed and some tablets. It's not clear why the brother who described the sister as his confidant did not bother to wake her up, despite ringing the bell and finding the door open. Emmanuel says he returned to the car, informed the mother that he spotted the sister asleep. Emmanuel had told the police he was the one who dropped Careen inside Santoni apartments Sunday evening. The night guard at the premises in his statement had told the police Emmanuel had dropped the sister just outside the main gate. The guard told the police Careen was all smiles. The killer had all the time to have what pathologists suspect was a consensual sexual contact with Careen, have her strangled and tucked so nicely between the bed sheets before leaving her house. Careen must have died the morning she was discovered dead. Who else was in the house? Casefiles takes a short break.